Yo, what is good? It's been a hot minute. Yeah, I haven't posted in like a really long time, and there was what inspired me to even like pull out my camera and actually post a video was obviously I think like a lot of people who watch my channel are like into like looks maxing, and clavicular is kind of like a bigger name. I made a video in like 2023. I remember specifically, and it was like the title was like the black pills going mainstream. You better be ready. And like I don't think my idea was like a revolutionary idea. It's like common sense. Like obviously like my brain's already going like all over the place right now. What inspired me was Clavicular made a video about how young men need to really focus on looks maxing because it actually is like an important endeavor, and it's not just something that people talk about. And a lot of people will gaslight you and tell you that it's not really a big deal, and you know, but obviously if you like go to any college campus, or like if you're just like are in this space, you realize how many doors it could open for you, for sure, especially if you've been like an unattractive person before, or if you've been like an attractive person before. If you've been on either side of the coin, you realize how many doors or how crazy life can be. When I was a kid, like a kid isn't really necessarily like attractive, but like I've said this before, I think when I was a kid, I was like a really, really cute, like good looking kid. And like the treatment was just insane. I think all kids are treated better, obviously, on average, but the treatment was just nuts, like just crazy. Just like older women at church would just like go up to you, like literally all of them, and they would just say like how handsome you are and stuff like that. And it was just like, wow, like I'm not even doing anything, like I'm literally, like it's just crazy. And then also like in high school when I hit puberty, and like I had a really shitty puberty, I was eating like bread all day. I grew up with like not eating like any meat or like any eggs or anything like that. Like I had good genetics from like my dad and my mom, but I didn't have a good diet or anything like that. I didn't grow up with my dad. So, you know, that, and like I didn't really exercise or like play many sports. And yeah, like during like high school, I definitely was like made fun of, and definitely was called like ugly a lot. And it was just like, shit, like these are like two different worlds, and that definitely made me wake up and realize like how important this is. And now I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm like obsessed with it as much. Right now I look like shit right now. I need to lock in for sure. I need to lose weight. Probably need to lose like 25 pounds. I'm like 20% body fat. Cut the hair. I just, no excuse, get a skincare thing going. But yeah, like it's important. Now I'm seriously locking in after watching that video, because just like, damn dude, like he's right. Like there's no denying how important it is. You could even see it in so many people's ascensions. Just like you literally become a different person. There's this kid that I know in my college, and he's what are we gonna call him? We'll call him John, right? And I met John when I was a sophomore in college or junior, and he was 1 year older than me, and he's like a full blown like Chad, or like Chad Light or whatever. Very, very, very handsome guy, right? Like most handsome guy I've seen in my life. And he's not even like into looks maxing or anything like that, or maybe he's just hiding it, but I really don't think he is. He's like really like he's just not awakened in that sense. Like he's not interested in it, but he knows obviously it's like common sense how girls throw themselves at him. And in high school, it was like he had like breathing issues in his jaw, and he really needed the surgery because he had like sleep apnea, and he had like a very recessed jawline, and you know, he wasn't breathing well. There were a lot of, you know, huge issues that he was dealing with, and obviously probably a little bit was like he wanted to get a cosmetic improvement. And he was from like Illinois or like Indiana or whatever. And he didn't have many friends in high school, and then he came to my school, and he didn't know anybody, but he was like recovering from the Trimax surgery over the summer or whatever it was. And it took a while, but like he said it was really night and day. Like when he told me that, it was just like, that's crazy. Like he literally started walking on the streets, and there were just like all the women were staring at him instantly, just like that, like a snap of a finger. Everybody was staring at him. You know, he could get like any girl he wanted. Girls started treating him completely differently, and he said it definitely like awakened him to how surface level people are. Not this isn't like unique. This is like kind of common sense stuff. If you're like not stupid, but yeah, it's important. And yeah, I mean, I don't think I think clavicular, he makes some good points. I don't think it's to the extent where like I don't agree that he should get like jaw surgery. I mean, like he can like do what you want, right? And who am I? But like he's already at the threshold where, obviously if he improves more in attractiveness, it'll be better in life quality. But like he's already hit the life. He could pretty much get almost any girl he wants. So it's a bit there's a bit more like diminishing returns for sure at the point that he's at. So like that's why people are telling him not to get it. But yeah, I mean, I understand his logic. I don't think it's to the extent where like you need to be like a Chad. I think you could be treated like pretty well and live a good life without being a Chad. But like being hold on, my grandpa's walking by. I don't want to show everybody on here my grandfather. I don't think it's to the extent where you need to be like a Chad, but like being like a high tier normie is definitely the goal that you want to be at. Do whatever it takes to get to that point, I think like the smartest thing would just be to get as lean as possible, get to like 10% body fat. There's a lot of ways to do that now with like Reddit TrueTide. Obviously you want to try to do it naturally, and it's not that hard to do it naturally so long as you're in a good environment. But if you're in a bad environment, you're screwed, man. Like there's no way you're going to be able to get lean if you're in a bad environment, unless you have like crazy discipline. But like I think I'm a pretty disciplined guy, and like when I'm with my mom or like with my friends, like there's just no way like I could lock in on my diet, especially when there's like a bunch of triggers around me. But like if I'm in a place by myself and I'm not really a big eater like on my own, I really just eat when I'm like with family and friends, like I just said, then it's like it's really easy to like diet down when I'm just like by myself. But without that, it's gonna be hard. Try it naturally first, and if you need to take some of that stuff like GLP-1s, consider it for sure. Yeah, like gym, tanning, there's like peptides to tan if you need that, dyeing your hair, dyeing your eyebrows, obviously max out all the normal stuff. And then my opinion on surgeries is pretty mixed. Like I'm like a religious guy. I don't think like surgeries are necessarily like anti-religion, but it's also like it's a little like how do I explain it? It's like you are changing like God's creation, but that sounds like really blue pilled, because obviously like some people are like really, really unattractive, and like some people would say like, why would God like make me look like that? Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's like, I get it, right? I don't know. I think if you need to if you have like an extreme deformity, then obviously consider it, but like be careful not getting like screwed up in the face, because like Clav says, like take a big risk once in your life. That advice, that's not bad advice, but be smart, because I've taken like some risks in my life that could have cost me a lot, that did cost me a lot, that I still regret to this day. And one big mess up could really destroy your life for the long term. I don't think he meant it to that extent, but like I'm really risk averse as I'm getting older, for sure. And especially if you have a lot to lose. Like for example, if you're already a good looking guy, like if everybody thinks you're a good looking guy like Clav, I would not do jaw surgery. But like again, he can do what he wants. I don't really care. And he'll probably think like this low tier normie or mid tier normie is telling me not to get surgery. What am I gonna take advice from him for? And say, okay, whatever. Like, valid, I guess, valid. Yeah. What other stuff has been going on? I'm cuffed. I got a girlfriend in my senior year of college. Have some good friends. I didn't post on YouTube mainly because like I realized YouTube is good. I still want to become an influencer long term, but it's like I realized like it's smarter for me to like focus on like my financial success, and like I locked in on like e-commerce, and I started getting into e-com. I started watching YouTubers like Mark Builds Brands. Like my friends got into it too. So, I created my own store. I started like learning about Facebook ads, and I scaled it up. So I'm making some good money with that. Not insane money, but like decent amount, right? And yeah, I have like a normal job, probably gonna break into finance, and then eventually I still want to do YouTube. When I'm fully looks maxed, I'll lock in on it, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like um, what he's saying is such facts. Like going back to college, the other like earlier, earlier this month, like August, September, it was just like insane how much how attractive people are becoming. Like he's not lying. Like it is pretty insane. Like the average girl or the girl and guy, like you know, I'm like a pretty tall. I'm like not tall. I'm like 5'11". No, that's not tall. 5'11" isn't tall, but like you know, it's above average height, right? But like in college, I don't know, man. Like these guys are really tall. I feel like I'm pretty average. That's like a bad example, but people are just looking better. It's really that simple. People are just looking better, and you gotta improve. And not just with looks, it's with finances too. Your connection to God, and obviously choosing the right one to marry. You need to be very strategic with that as well. You have a limited time window, and you don't want to be stupid and waste this time that you're given. Yeah, there's more tips I could give you about stuff that I've learned that have helped me in my life. I think I'm doing pretty okay in life right now, except for like the whole looks part right now. I need to work on that. I kind of just like focused on money and just like start eating whatever I wanted. But yeah, I mean, I'll if you guys want me to keep making videos, this video will probably get like 10 views. But like if you guys want to keep hearing me make videos, I will. All right, cool. God bless. Hope you guys are okay and ascend in all areas. Peace.